It was a dominant affair, and I think it's just that time, Mike, where we need to recognize. I know I said this to you on the podcast last week a little bit, that one of the teams we watched last night is one of the elite teams in football, despite some of the fourth quarter meltdowns that we saw earlier in the year, where we can't also forget that they dominated some of those teams for 3.5 quarters or 3 quarters too. So I think that's the thing I take away more than anything last night, Mike, is that, hey, we know Kansas City's really good, Buffalo's really good, Philadelphia's really good. I'm not so sure Baltimore's not in that conversation with them, and they're not even totally healthy on offense yet with the receiver and the running back position. No Mark Andrews. Really impressive win against this New Orleans Saints team in a tough environment. Like, really impressive win.
Well, it was one of the big talking points coming out of last week when Roquan Smith was traded by the Bears to the Ravens, shoring up a defense that has been largely responsible for the blown leads. The Ravens, the first team since the 2011 Packers to hold double-digit leads in every game to start the season through the first 9 games. And here they are at 6-3. Could be, should be, maybe would be 9-0 if their defense could seal the deal. But you keep blowing leads, and that's what happens. But they have ironed that out now. They got a lead last night, and it was never in question.
No.
And for as good as the Saints looked 8 days earlier against the Raiders, it just shows what happens when a dominant team comes to town. The Saints are inconsistent, but still, the Ravens becoming consistent. And, Chris, I look at the Ravens in the AFC and I look at the 49ers in the NFC as two teams with formulas that will travel well in January and with teams that are good enough, top to bottom, coaching, players, everything, to disrupt. They're built to disrupt the upper echelon or upper echelons, as the case may be, of the conferences once it's time. And how by the time it's all said and done, the Ravens could end up being the 1 seed. They're just a game behind that conversation.
They're worthy of it. They're worthy of a 1-seed team. Mike, that graphic or the stat you referred to about the 2011 Packers, I mean, that was an unbelievable graphic that, ESPN put up last night and Troy and Joe Buck alluded to, where, the double-digit leads, the first 9 games, almost all those teams through history were, 1 seeds, 2 seeds, Super Bowl winners, started out the year 8-1, 9-0. It was those type of football teams, and I think that's where, maybe we lost that a little bit with some of those losses, defense blowing the lead like you talk about. Lamar Jackson had some moments of, doing some stupid things at the end of those games that led to the losses as well. But they were fixable mistakes. I think that's the thing, we're all seeing here is that, a safety missed a call and didn't drop into the cover 2 zone against Tua. All right, well, they're not stupid. They can teach that. What I'm more worried about is like, we can't actually run with the guy, or we can't make the tackle, or we can never stop the run. They can do those things. The defense continues to get better. Lamar continues to be special. And, yeah, Mike, I think you're right. I mean, sneak up on a team, or maybe they are a team that ends up being a 1 or 2 seed, but every bit worthy of the conversation of, I think, the upper class in the NFL. They're officially in it for me after last night.
And the Ravens are a team that doesn't crumble when their best players aren't available.
Right.
Now, having Lamar Jackson helps, but running back Gus Edwards and tight end Mark Andrews
J.K. Dobbins
didn't
still
play.
Right.
And J.K. Dobbins is on IR,
Right.
and Kenyon Drake finally gets it going. He has been getting it going. It was a slow start to the season for him. He's been doing well of late. He had 93 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns last night. And Isaiah Likely, even though he only had 1 catch, it was for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he's maturing. Drake is getting comfortable. The team is getting it done when their best guys aren't available, and it helps to have Lamar Jackson. And they could have done even more. Jackson was frustrated late in the game.
I know. He missed some throws, right?
He was upset with himself.
Yeah.
It could have been worse than 27-13. It should have been worse than that. It didn't feel like a 14-point win. It felt like a 28-point win.
Yeah,
by the Ravens.
right. Yeah, I agreed with you. It was one of the. When they were up 14-3, had to settle for the field goal to go up 17-3. Right. that was a moment where you went, oh, wow. I mean, Lamar missed 2 throws, I think, on that drive where we would go, he hits that, 99 days out of 100. They should be up 21-3. And then I believe he even missed another throw or two in the next series that put them up 20-6, where there was a chance where they probably could have scored a touchdown. So, yeah, it wasn't like the best little moment for him right there, but still the domination was real, Mike, to your point. It was, and they are amazing. No Rashad Bateman, no big deal. No Mark Andrews. I mean, you heard Troy Aikman early in the game talking about he might be the best tight end in football. Yeah, he's one of those guys. But, again, to another thing you said, yeah, Superman's a quarterback. And Superman, it just doesn't matter with him. The pressure he puts on you with his skill set, his ability to throw the ball in the pocket, hanging in there all day long to the last second, then using his legs to get out of jail and make something happen, that's where he's special. And then plays like this, you can't quantify plays like this. The value of, oh, wait, it's a quarterback sweep. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Isaiah Likely's gone for a touchdown. These escapes here where, oh, it should be 3rd and 22, and instead it's 3rd and 7. So he's a special football player, and his skill set and how they built this offense, even without some of their best players, it still puts tremendous pressure on you. And that's because of him and his running ability, his throwing ability, and then that defense to match with it right now. Yeah, watch out for the Ravens when they get healthy and get going here. But he's a great football player, and stats don't really tell the whole story when it comes to Lamar Jackson.
Saw a little sidearm throw in that package, too.
Right?
We only noticed that when Patrick Mahomes does it. Other guys do it, and he had a nifty throw there. He was phenomenal, 82 rushing yards. Not a tremendous amount of passing yards, but still, you put it together, and this is a guy that is driving that team, and they are moving toward not just division title, but really with the Bills losing. The Bills losing on Sunday just felt like it opened up everything in the AFC.
Yeah, right.
And the teams we previously had said, they're in the scrum for just a seat at the table. Somebody else could end up running the table if the Bills don't figure out whatever it is. We need to make sure we have some time at some point over the next few days to take a deeper dive on what the hell's going on with the Bills. But we know what's going on with the Ravens, and it is working. It also helped to have Justin Houston have a turn back the clock night for him. Fitting. A weekend we turn back the clock. Justin Houston turns back the clock, or Houston as the case may be, with 2.5 sacks and an interception. He was phenomenal. And this guy, once upon a time, when he was with the Chiefs, he was the best pass rusher in football.
That's right, Mike.
He was making a run at the single-season sack record. He had the big contract, fell off for a little bit, didn't live up to that high standard, but was still really good. And now getting toward the twilight of his career, holy crap. And look, that hit that they applied to Andy Dalton that you just saw there.
That was old school there.
That's the one where it doesn't matter what helmet you are wearing. You could be wearing the most advanced, state-of-the-art, futuristic, brain-protecting helmet. When your head gets jerked like that and your brain bounces off the inside of your skull, you got a problem. And I thought Andy Dalton wasn't going to come back after that one because that was a violent, legal, but violent hit. And Troy Aikman made the comment, we've seen worse than that get flagged.
Oh, definitely.
It's kind of died down.
Yeah.
I
think we won a little bit.
The way an NFL season unfolds, there's controversy, and then we move to the next, and we move to the next. And that roughing the passer thing was a big deal a couple of weeks ago, and it really has died down.
It has. I think the refs have realized a little bit. I think so. I mean, they're humans. They're hearing it. The NFL's hearing it. It got ridiculous. I'm glad they make the correction. Even in a game there like last night, it was rough. There's no doubt. We've seen far less get thrown, penalties thrown with nothing to passer. But, that was also the beauty of what the Ravens were doing last night. And that's the beauty of this whole trade they made for Roquan Smith. It's going to open up their defense. It gives them the more opportunities. They don't have great pass rushers. They got a lot of good up front. And now they got 2 crazy good, great linebackers. And, you watch it. Hey, every now and then they rush 5, but even in the clips we showed there, it's, one blitzes, one drops out. They're going to do it with, confusion, the illusion of complexity, dressing things up a little bit. That's how they're going to do it. And then that gives the advantage of a guy like Justin Houston, who, like you mentioned, Mike, he used to be one of the greatest pass rushers in football, if not the greatest. He's not that anymore, but he's real good. But now you're giving an offensive line, oh, wait, they're blitzing here. Oh, no, wait, he dropped out. They came over here. And that gives the advantage to a guy like Justin Houston. I just think they're on the right way, on the right track with everything they're doing. And again, I know JPP got a little banged up last night, but that was a different defense last night, and I don't think we even saw the full unveiling of what they can do with Roquan Smith. But the younger guys, the Kyle Hamilton, seem to be getting more comfortable. Marcus Peters continues to seem healthier and healthier, and you can trust him on one-on-one situations. Marlon Humphrey is already one of the best corners in football. So it seems like it's coming together here. And then some of that tough things they went through early in the year, they're only going to make them stronger, and they're battle-tested, and, it's the Ravens versus the world mentality that I always appreciate, and they got it going big time there in Baltimore.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.